Ooh, Tommy, my
Hey
guy,
man, what's going on?
how you doing? Oh no, I'm not acknowledging that the Brewers are the 2015 Hawks in the chat, guys. Presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. Use the promo code Welcome to Light Years. Tommy, we got a fun show today. I'm pretty excited about this one.
I'm so pumped, man. This is gonna be so much fun.
Dude, we're gonna play a little. We're gonna play a little around the horn today. A little later, we're
Mhm.
gonna get to it. We got Andy coming in. We got our guy Mikas,
Oh,
assuming his bets hit. I don't know. He might not show up if his parlay crashes. I cannot speak to him in that regard, but he told us he'll be there. This is gonna be a lot of fun. And
yeah.
more than anything, we are 5 days away from the NBA season starting. Are you ready for it? Are you ready?
Oh, dude, I cannot wait. I'm so pumped. Chat is okay.
I think is that better, chat? Tell me I have mic.
Yes. You
Better.
didn't turn your mic
Perfect.
on, but now you're good.
Yeah, I was using the computer mic. Okay, there we go. I'm so pumped, man.
Been there.
Yeah, it happens. We're boomers at the end of the day. I'm so pumped. Like I have not been this excited for a season in a couple years. Like, and I know I've said it a couple times over the past couple of weeks. I think this is one of the best teams in the league, and obviously all the caveats apply, injuries, whatever. But I'm just excited to get this thing started, man. It felt like obviously a long off season for a lot of reasons, but I'm just excited that it's here. And we can just play some basketball games that mean something.
Hey, you're dovetailing it perfectly because Steve Kerr spoke to the media today, and we're going to talk about that a little bit before we get to the meat and bones, the game show portion of this. But he's talking about how he loves the roster. He goes, I love this roster. And to be honest, over my 12 years, I've been incredibly blessed with great rosters year in, year out. It's not always picture perfect. I think the last few years, the fit has been a little tricky at times. This feels really good. The puzzle definitely fits well this year. I love Steve just because he's so fucking transparent. Like he just like every year, I would argue every year he gives less fucks about being political. He is becoming Phil Jackson, where he's just gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna use my leverage. I know one guy in that locker room who makes the boardroom squirm at any point that he wants to, will basically always have my back. So I'm going to use that leverage at all times. And he just kind of say what he's want. But do you agree with him on this one? Like, it's obviously not the most talented roster I have, but do you agree with him? Like the way the roster fits, like this feels like a very good team.
100%. I mean, I would be crazy to say no after all of my, comments so far since, the Kuminga signing happened. And, obviously Horford and Melton and everybody else. But yeah, I 100% agree. And again, we're going to say it a million times this year, it is about health. But, if they're healthy, like I really do think this is a 55 to 60 win team like that. And a lot of things have to go right for that to happen. We know that. But they have the talent, the top end talent with Steph and Jimmy and, Draymond in his own way. And then they have the pieces that fit around it. Horford's going to be such a nice addition. I mean, there's just a couple things like that have stood out over the preseason where there's that transition play against Portland on Tuesday where like he screened in for Pods and then Pods circled back and then screened in for him and he popped the corner and hit a three. Like they've never had a big man who could do that. Like unless you're counting Otto as a big or KD, but that's an entire different ball game. But yeah, obviously need Melton to get healthy, but need Moody to get healthy. I like Will Richard. Like it looks like they found a guy in the draft who can actually play minutes year one. And obviously it's early, but God, I like what I've seen from him. It's a really good roster and it fits really well. Like the only flaws you can say it has is like, would like another shot creator. Sure. A reliable shot creator, especially for when Steph and or Jimmy are out. And then some size and athleticism, but like they had one of the best defenses in the league last year being just as unathletic and not having as much size. So it's like, if we just extrapolate from there, like they're still going to be a top 5-ish defense and the offense should be much better. Like there's nothing to not be excited about outside of age.
I don't even think they need another shot creator. I think they just need health, honestly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek answer, but I feel good about shot creation if the roster's fully healthy.
Yeah.
And so I get what he's saying. It does feel like this roster fits together better than previous ones. And in some, you could say this comment is kind of a passive aggressive comment at Kuminga too. And in some ways it's a compliment where he's just kind of saying like he's getting it a little more. He understands where he fits into this roster. We've got beyond the drama years of him wanting to be something that I don't think he is in this offense, or maybe he's just fitting the role as a playmaker more so in this offense. But it does feel like there's less of that two timeline tension with this team, and there's more of a we're going to go out there. This is the brand of basketball we play. These are your roles. You fit in it. Will Richard, you want to come in and be a 3-and-D guy? You can play. You hit your shots. You defend your ass off. You will play. You know, Kuminga, you're going to play off of Steph and Jimmy. And if Jimmy's out, you can be a facilitator. But if Jimmy's not out, you got to play off ball. You know, like it just feels like, and some of it's they've done a better job with the players they've acquired in the offseason. Like Al Horford was meant to be a Warrior. D'Anthony Melton's always been kind of a Warrior guy. And some of it's like internally, the young guys have just kind of figured out where they fit into this. Like, for better or worse, you could say the contract situation with Kuminga gave clarity to both sides about what is really true. And it wasn't pretty, and I hated it the whole way through. But you know what? It's like hard to be claiming you're a max player when that's your reality. It's also hard for the Warriors to thread the needle on like, oh, you're such the future, you're this. It's like it's kind of now both sides have laid their cards out, and now it's kind of like this is what it is. So like let's make the best of it or let's not.
Yeah, I mean it's a real actions speak louder than words, but I think that's a great point to hit on. And to be fair to Kuminga, because despite what people may say, we try to be fair on this podcast. We try to not. I'm the
fairest man in Warriors media. That's objectively a fact.
That's what they call you. That's what they call you. But to be fair to Kuminga, like he has looked good this preseason. There's obviously still kinks to iron out with his game. He is only 23 years old, but it seems like he is trying to do the right stuff. I've been very impressed by the passing so far. It seems like he is trying to distribute. He's seeing the little slip cuts and stuff like that out of the post. Like that is a value add for this team. If he can become, I don't ever think he's going to be a great passer, but if he's kind of an above average-ish wing passer, or at least relative to the rest of the league, not relative to the best guys in the league, that's a value add for this team because this team does have shooting. They don't have a ton of guys who can create for themselves, but they have a bunch of smart players who will find ways to get open, cutting to the rim or spotting up behind the 3-point line. So if he can be a good passer and, kind of take some of that second unit creation at times, that's super, super helpful. He's been more locked in defensively, I think. He made some really nice rotations against Portland the other day, kind of Xing out the shooters and things of that nature. He's rebounded better. So all the signs are pointing in a good direction. But I think, like you said, the main point is this summer was a reality check. Like at the end of the day, you didn't have a big market. You can think you're this max player, but what was the most money you got offered? 4 years, $90 million, which, hey, that's nothing to scoff at. That's a nice contract. Like the guy has earned himself a second contract in the league. Again, nothing to scoff at, but you're not Jalen Johnson. You're not Scotty Barnes. You're not Cade Cunningham. Like maybe one day you can be. I wouldn't bet on that, but you're not in their class right now. So, do the things that the Warriors coaches are asking of you. And I think everybody can profit from that at the end of the day.
And that's really what it is. It's like, this is such corny, like fucking corporate speak, but it's about aligning incentives. It's about
Jesus. All right, end the podcast. Oh my God. Get your shit out of here.
Oh, sorry. All right, that's enough of that. Sorry, it just teed into it. It's been a day for me. What I was gonna say is like not to rain on everyone's parade, but we did get news that Moses Moody will, in all likelihood, not be healthy on opening day, and Jimmy Butler, they're probably not playing him tomorrow in the last preseason finale. It's kind of makes it less relevant. Although with a team like the Warriors, the preseason in general matters a little less. He should be ready by opening day, but the bigger picture is like ankle tweak 2 weeks in the preseason type of thing.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about this team's health right now? Like, do you think they actually have the depth to deal with it? Because in theory they do, but then you start seeing guys go down and they're just like, oh fuck, what about this? Yeah. Like there's a natural human instinct to not deal with that comfortably?
I think they're fine. I do think, I mean, from everything that I read, Jimmy obviously tweaked the ankle early in the preseason. And then I think he
That's
tweaked
right.
it
Will
again.
Richards starting opening night, by the way.
Hey, I would, God damn it, Holden. I was holstering that take, but he already took it from me. I could absolutely see Steve starting Will Richard opening night, like just to kind of set the tone for the season. I don't think he will, but I could see it. I'm not concerned about Jimmy. Like I said, I think from everything I read and heard, he tweaked it like at the start of training camp, basically, and then he retweaked it. So at that point, it's just like, all right, hold him out. What is he going to gain by playing the last couple preseason games? And Jimmy's a guy who is always in shape. Like, you don't have to worry about Jimmy. He's not Draymond. As much as I love Draymond, Jimmy's not showing up to camp out of shape, right? So like the guy came in great shape. A couple of days off isn't going to kill him. So yeah, I'm not concerned about Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, Draymond's one of my favorite players, but like nipples protruding. I couldn't defend it. I couldn't defend it. I was like, Steve, get him out there 40 minutes. This dude needs cardio.
Some of the visuals from
Jimmy, on the other hand, Jimmy's like a model. Like, I get why he has yoga companies sponsoring him at all times. I'm not really worried about him being in shape.
No, not at all. The Moses stuff, I mean, it is a little bit concerning, especially because they really do want him to fill that 3-and-D role. And calves are tricky, man. Calves and hamstrings are tricky. They can linger. Muscles are much more difficult to deal with. Like, if you break your hand, and it's just a standard break, there's a pretty firm prognosis. It's going to be a surgery. It's going to take this long.
Annoying, but there's clarity.
Right. With hamstring pulls, calf strains, like that stuff it's a little bit more murky in terms of recovery timelines. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning, but to kind of connect the point all around, I think Will Richard can do his job just fine. And maybe I'm being too confident in that. But goddamn, he looked good. Like, he was out there with the starters against Portland, and it's Portland. They're a bottom 5-6 team in the West. Didn't look like he didn't belong. If anything, he was playing the game quicker than a lot of guys, just in terms of like his mental processing and stuff. He does a lot of impressive stuff, just staying in front of the ball, getting into passing lanes, cutting at the right time offensively, spotting up for threes. So like, I think I would be more concerned if he wasn't on the roster. But that lessens the concern for me a little bit. But obviously, they need Moses over the long haul here.
Yeah, it's like we're stress testing the depth to begin the season.
Yeah,
I do think they have enough guys that if Moses sits 5 games, they're okay. If Pod sits 3 games, they're okay. If like the entire point of depth is you can have guys miss time and it not sink you. It's like one of those things where like we're cognizant of the fact that they have an older core. So we're really banking on the young guys. So to hear about one of those young guys that you're really counting on immediately missing the first few games, it's a jar to your system. And it's like such a mental thing because like at some point Moses is going to miss 3 games in a row in the middle of the season. And if it happened in January, no, you and I wouldn't care. But it happened at the beginning of the season. It has that like that gut feel of like, oh no, what's going on here? So I think I'm with you. I don't think it really concerns me. I think if anything, I'm just excited to see this roster get some runway. I do believe they have real depth and they have guys who can finish. They had depth last year, but what they lacked was like game winners. You know what I'm saying? Like they got off to such a hot start last year. And then when they started free falling, it was disgusting. I think they have the type of veterans where it's like, they might lose 4 games in a row, but I can't see them going 2-10, 1-8, 3-15, which is what they did last year when they fell into one of those free fall cycles. They got the kind, like, for lack of a better way to put it, they have motherfuckers who are just going to be like, all right, that's the 3rd game in a row that we didn't show up. We're not doing that a 4th game in a row, that type of thing. And that's such an underrated quality in the regular season because a lot of the regular season is just about attrition, not shooting yourself in the foot, and just take care of business and keep it moving.
Keep it moving. We talked about it during the finals. This team are like our biggest takeaways during the NBA finals. Both teams just had a bunch of dogs. You know what I mean? And like this profiles as that type of roster. And especially like when you add a guy like Jimmy, it knocks down everybody else in the pecking order. And like you're saying, like if Steph, Dre, Jimmy, Al are healthy, or just 3 of them are healthy, and they've lost 2 in a row, you bet your ass that the effort in that third game is going to be up to snuff. Like they're not fucking around in that third game. So yeah, I can't, outside of injuries, I just can't see them having too many bad, like really bad swoons. Like, I could see them having 15-5 stretches, and I could see them going 8-7 over 15 games. Like that stuff will happen over the course of the regular season, even if you are healthy. Like sometimes like stuff just isn't clicking. It's a long season, but I can't see the bottom falling out. If there's no real massive injuries. And I think that's really an underrated part about like great teams. It's not necessarily like a lot of teams can reach a good ceiling for a couple weeks, or really good ceiling for a couple weeks. Probably the top 20 teams in the league can. But how bad does the bad get? Are you terrible for too much? Which is like what you said. They were bad for like a month and a half last year, and that's why they had to trade for Jimmy.
30 games. 30 games is a long 30 games is a long time. I was pretty miserable during that span. But you know what got me out of that misery was being honest with my fitness. Being honest that I was putting on a couple pounds. I was stress eating. The words make me stress eat there. And I was like, you know what? I got to get a DEXA scan to figure out where I'm really at physically. So, people ask me, what's a DEXA scan? DEXA scan is a highly accurate method of measuring your body's composition. Look, standing on the scale, it's some 1970 shit. It's not the most accurate way to measure how you're doing. What a DEXA scan does, and this is what every pro sports team does, the Warriors, the Niners, the Giants, if you're fans of other teams, I'm not going to acknowledge them, but they all do it too. It's a scan that really tells you what's going on with your body. So like body fat percentage, lean muscle mass, visceral fat, the fat around your organs. Basically, like the scan of your body that's going to really tell you, okay, you have some issues, or okay, you're in great shape, that sort of thing. And so traditionally, this has been a very expensive thing that only pro athletes have got access to. What our friends at Body Spec have done is made this accessible for all. So with the code LIGHTYEARS45, you can get a DEXA scan for only $45. This is a $300 value off the bat. So LIGHTYEARS45, get a DEXA scan for $45. They have mobile vans that will come to you, scan your body, email you results, and start your fitness journey. It's that easy, guys. Body Spec, LIGHTYEARS45, start your fitness journey.
Light Years Podcast, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. How about our guy Andy coming through with the Jamar Chase picks on Tuesday? Believe he said take more on Jamar Chase tonight, and Jamar went absolutely off.
That's some Joe Flacco believer. I played Aaron Rodgers today. I'm not gonna lie, I won. I'm feeling good about myself, but that pick was far more impressive, Andy.
Yeah, Flacco is one of those classic like buddy ball quarterbacks like Stafford. If you look at like Stafford's top receivers, Stafford has like the 3 top receiving guys for like a single season in NFL history. Flacco's like the same exact way. So shout out to Andy for helping the people make some picks right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in a lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. So download the app today and use code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
It is good to be right. I'm about to win this game of Around the Horn. All right. We're about to get people up here. Neil, Andy, Mikas, get your asses on stage. I see Andy in the chat. I see him being.
Let's go.
Neil, you're wearing the fraud hat? Nice.
Oh, boy.
How did you do that to yourself, Neil?
It's the life that was given to me, and I sound probably like a complete asshole for saying that as a Yankees fan, but I don't know.
For those asking, can you be honest? Just tell me Jeter is better than Aaron Judge.
I mean, I'm not going to comment on that, but I will say that he would. I'm not going to comment. I listen to New York sports radio too much to have this conversation. I can't do this.
He wins in the playoffs, at least. He has moments in the playoffs, so that's nice, at least.
Hey, Judge had his moment, and everyone else just didn't show up. And
he had a moment like James Harden. Oof, big.
I did say in the chat, in the light years chat, he is MLB James Harden until further notice. But it is what it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's oh wait, okay. So I gotta give Mikas moderator status real quick, otherwise he cannot join the game. So that's a me issue here. But we'll get you into the game.
Oh, Roger's still got a cannon. Wow.
Hey, I just
I was ready to write him off after last year.
I just made $350 because of the Bengals winning. That's why I'm here.
Hey, perfect timing for you, Mikas.
I bet Joe Flacco 3 touchdowns, Jamar 100 yards, Bengals to win, and like Samaje Perine total yards. That's $300. Let's do around the horn.
What is that? Promo code light years on Pride Picks.
This is when the parlay hits. We drink some Buffalo Trace, you know.
Oh my, that's pretty.
That's
Buffalo
a good
Trace
call.
is good. That is good. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Man.
There we're getting to it.
Oh wow, this is cool.
This
This
is
is
so
really
sick.
cool. Let's go.
All right, Neil.
Screenshot
Do your
this
best.
and put this on
Neil,
the-
do your
on the
best
chat.
Tony
I'm doing
Reali for me, buddy. Do your best Tony Reali.
All right.
We're counting on you to get this game going.
Here we go.
You should have all the questions loaded up in the
Looks
rundown.
like they're there.
This is
All right.
awesome.
Confirmer players. All right. Here we
I didn't
go.
see the questions. Where are the questions at?
Woo!
I didn't see any questions. Wow.
All right. Welcome to Around the Room Light Years edition, the first edition of Around the Room for the Light Years podcast. We got Sam, Andy, we got Tommy, and we got the King of New York, a long-suffering Mets fan for some reason.
Because
Mikas.
of this guy. My roommate made me a Mets fan.
I mean, your roommate needs to. Yeah, that's rough. I'm sorry. Sorry for you for that. I'm not sorry because the Mets are terrible. Anyway, how we doing, guys? We
I'm
excited?
good.
I am
I'm ready to
pumped,
take all these guys' money. That's where it's at. Yeah,
Yeah, good
look,
luck with
Neil's going to be scoring this. We're going to figure out who's really
Chat's-
the winner here.
Chat's asking for an explanation of the rules for not
Yeah.
everyone knows around. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So yeah, if you just so everyone's aware. So basically, I'm gonna read out a question, or I'll give like a preface and then read out a question, and then each member will give their answer to that question and their takes on that question, and then I will be awarding points based on how good or bad the takes are. So if I don't like the take, they're losing points. So there could be a negative situation here. And I believe in the chat you can give fire and ice emojis to individual people. So if you want to get involved and you want to shout out someone for their take, hit those fire and ice emojis.
Go.
All right.
Are you going? Can the chat sway Neil's voting, or is Neil
Yeah.
like?
Man.
Oh, wow.
If you-
Okay. So we got to
I
petition
mean,
the
listen,
chat.
I'm not saying I can be bought. I'm saying if you want to reach out, I can give you my Venmo and we can discuss from there. But I can't be bought. I'm not saying that, but it's just yeah. Okay. All right, I'm just making sure of the points.
After Thursday Night Football, this is like a good Unk Bowl V2 for the four of us. I'm just like, great Unk Bowl, Thursday Night Football now.
Neil,
four
read the first question.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
God.
All right. Question 1. Last year, the Golden State Warriors used 37 different starting lineups. This year, Steve Kerr joked he's hoping to use 38. So the question is, what will be the Warriors' most used starting 5? We'll start it off with Sam.
Ooh.
Okay. What will be the most used Warriors starting lineup? So obviously Steph Curry, Brandon Pajemski. There's zero chance that Steve's not going to have pods out there in his number one lineup. Jimmy Butler. And then I'm going to go with the wild card here. It's going to be Moses Moody and it's going to be Al Horford. It's going to be a variation of the lineup that dominated the second half of last year. I do think Steve is going to come to the realization that the best way to use this lineup is to stagger Horford and Draymond. And, it might not happen opening night. I kind of expect both of them to start opening night, but I think it's going to happen by Thanksgiving, at latest Christmas. Going to be the sort of thing where they stagger the veterans and it leads to better results for everyone. By MLK, they're going to be running propaganda about how selfless Draymond is for coming off the bench like Andre Iguodala. I mean, Raymond Ritter's going to have it out there. Our guy Danny Emmerman's going to have a story on it. 2 days later, whoever the Chronicle writer is going to have the same story out there. 2 days later, whoever the Merc news writer is going to have the same story out there. I know Raymond's style. I can see it right now. It's going to be a coordinated campaign. They're going to go with Draymond should actually win Sixth Man of the Year for his selflessness. I don't care if he's averaging 5.8 points per game. He is the most valuable player coming off the bench. I've seen this rodeo. I know my Warriors. That's what it's going to be.
This is bullshit. He knew the questions. He had this take so ironed out. This is horseshit.
I got an answer.
Hell of an answer.
So Neil, do you get to pick who goes next?
Yeah. So we're gonna go. Andy, you're next.
Oh, I'm next. All right. Yeah, I have no idea what the questions are, but I like winging it. I'm gonna go. Pat Spencer. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll go Steph. I'll go Steph at the 1. I'll go Pods at the 2. I'll go.
You lose a point for that one.
Yeah, I'll go Pods at 2. I'll go Jimmy. I'll go Draymond, and then I'll go Al Horford. That's the top 5 I'll go with. I'm gonna go with the Youngtion starting lineup. I think they play the most. I think the Warriors are actually going to struggle a little bit, and then Steve is going to realize maybe I should just play my best players, and their best players are going to be the ones that are the actual best players on the team, where it's Draymond and Horford, and just start games well. Like I just think this team has to stop fucking around and put themselves in holes, not only in the season, which is what they did last season, but in games. Like don't start games 15-8 every single game down. Just go start the game, go play well. That's it. I think he's going to go with that team. Maybe we'll take Draymond out earlier. Maybe we'll take Horford out earlier, but just start your best guys. It's not that hard. Like basketball isn't that difficult. Don't be cute. Go start your best guys and go win basketball games.
It's a solid take. But Steve is not just going to set and forget. He's going to change it like 18 times.
He doesn't like playing his best guys. Yeah, we know Steve. Yeah. You got mess. You got
he does calculus for fun, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go with Tommy.
All right, I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I think he's going to go Steph.
Big risk.
Yeah, well, Pods, Jimmy, Kuminga, and Horford. I think Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a Warrior for the entire season. I think we're going to see him. Wow, minus a point for that. I think Kuminga's taking the leap. Somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say that Kuminga is going to take the leap. I think this is the year. I've been very encouraged by what I've seen in the preseason, genuinely. And I think if nothing else, at the end of the day, they want to trade him, And so they got to feature him somehow. And I think kind of dovetailing from what Sam said, they're definitely going to do the coordinated PR campaign about getting Draymond Sixth Man of the Year. That is the most obvious thing coming into the season ever. And I think the way you can do that is by inserting Kuminga into the starting lineup, because you can do it next to Horford. And maybe it's Moody at the 2 instead of Pods, but I think it's some configuration of that of Steph, Jimmy, Kuminga, Horford, and then add your 5th guy. Maybe it's Will Richard. Who knows? But I think that's the route they end up going a lot of the time, especially early in the season.
Yeah, I had to ding you there, but
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, you are the number one Kuminga hater per a certain section of Warriors Twitter. So
yeah, they love me.
Why didn't you imagine that Wiseman would be a good player? I don't understand.
Oh God,
should have known.
Yeah,
all right, and we will wrap it up for this question with Mikas.
I feel like this will not be the starting lineup. I think the starting lineup is going to be Horford, Dre, the usual suspects. The most used starting lineup is going to be Steph. It's going to be Pods. It's going to be Moody, Jimmy Butler, and it's going to be Draymond Green. And then the first subs, you're going to bring in Buddy, Kuminga, and Horford to get Kuminga all the space with Steph on the floor to pump up Kuminga's trade value. A lot of space on the floor. Kuminga will look great, and you can flip him at the trade deadline. That will be the most used lineup, and Kuminga will not be part of it. Kuminga is not going to be able to be part of a lineup that is the most used lineup if he's not on the team after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that was the risk, Mikas. That was the risk.
Yeah, it's a big risk. I think Moody. I'm taking the Moody leap. I think Moody looked really good pre-injury last year, and after the injury, those shooting numbers came back down. But I actually think Moody is a winning player, and I think that he's going to be the one that's going to be living at that starting 3 spot. They're going to be a little small. I'm not going to love it, but at the end of the day, at least I think that's the lineup they're finishing with always, and I think that'll be our most used starting lineup. Maybe call it 40 of the 82 games, pending health. So. Fuck around for 42 other games, but those 40, they'll win those games.
All right.
Look at that. Mikas takes the lead. Look, I'm in last.
Yeah,
Neil, come on. Give me a better question. I got to catch up here. What do we got?
You get him bonus points for the New York accent.
I'm cooking.
Well, Well, listen,
I like it.
the Mets missed the playoffs. We gotta give him a win somewhere, right? All right.
Miss
On
They were
to
gonna
the
be-
next segment. Yes.
Holden just
Ooh.
asked in the chat
Yeah,
if
there
the
we go.
Spurs are
There we go.
displayed anywhere, bottom right corner of everybody's little square here. Holden.
All right. Question 2. Yesterday, Steve Kerr said he will only coach the Warriors. He's either back next year or doing media. Joe Lacob also gave non-committal commitments, saying he only wants him back if he's enthusiastic. So the question is, will Steve Kerr be back
Wow.
for the 2026-27 season? And this time we will start it with Andy.
Oh, wow. Short answer is he's going to be back. Absolutely, he will be back. I think 1,000% chance he'll be back. The longer answer for me, though, I think the question becomes, why is it that they're concerned or they're actually talking about whether he'll be back or not? Because Steph and Draymond are signed up for a year after that. Same thing with Jimmy Butler. So it's interesting to me why we're even talking about it. It's interesting to me why Steve Kerr has talked about why he's happy to go year to year. I have a bold prediction. I think Sam and I, we were talking about it months ago. And my bold prediction is I think he'll be a Spurs coach at some point. I don't think it'll be next year. I just think it'll be 3-4 years from now when Steph is gone. He'll be the coach of the Spurs, not right now. But yeah, absolutely. One more prediction. One more prediction. I think that he doesn't want to coach a team next year that has guys like Kuminga on it. It's not a Kuminga issue. It's just he doesn't want to coach a team that right now he just had a quote that said, this team fits. This team makes sense. He doesn't want to go back and coach a team that doesn't make sense, which is what we watched for the last 3 years. So it's his leverage to say, if you guys waste my freaking time with these kids that don't know how to play basketball, I'm coaching Wemby because he's a hooper. I'm coaching Dylan Harper because he's a hooper. I'm not coaching these other kids that don't know how to hoop.
Devin Vassell. He knows what to do.
Devin Vassell. Thank you.
That was good.
Andy, that you cooked on that, especially that last point. I think a certain section of Warriors will not be happy with it, but I don't think they can ever be happy. So it is what it is. All right, next we will go to Tommy.
I mean, I wouldn't say 1,000% stuff gets weird in the NBA. We know that. But at the end of the day, the symbiosis between Kerr and Steph and Draymond is unlike anything we've seen since, MJ and Phil Jackson, Popovich and Duncan. Like, it's in that arena. Steph's not playing for any other fucking coach. Like he will put, like, there are very few things that Steph will put his foot down roster wise, just in the organization as a whole. He is not playing for any other coach besides Steve Kerr at this point in his career. If he does, it's because Steve is actually done coaching. He physically cannot do it anymore, or they're deciding to blow the entire thing up. But if they're acting like they're going to compete for championships, whether they actually do or not, if they say that's the stated goal, Steve Kerr will be the head coach of the Warriors until that time ends.
Nice. All right, Mikas.
I just put this back to everybody else. Is Steph Curry going to be on the Warriors in 26-27?
Yep.
Okay. Is he? Okay. If he is, if he is, which I think he will be, and I think he's going to be beyond that. I think he's going to be on 27-28. I think he's going to be 28-29. I think he's going to retire in 2030. So if he's retiring in 2030, I think Steve Kerr is going to be coach of the Warriors till 2030. Like, I do not think that there will be a game that we ever watch Steph Curry play from this point out that Steve Kerr is not also there. Andy was talking about not wanting to have people like Kuminga. Steve doesn't want to coach low IQ players. He wants like white Iguodalas. That's where we're going to have Podziemski in the lineup. So like Podziemski's going to be like getting run because
that new Post Malone song right there.
Yeah, that's
White Iguodala.
yeah, that's Pods' remix. Caucasian Iguodala. Like he wants to coach players like that. He wants to coach people who can actually think when they're on the basketball court. And so Podziemski, Moody, like players like that. Even excuse my language. Quinn and Post though. Like Quinn and Post is somebody who like at least has started to think the game. Jimmy Butler. You're not signing these people to long extensions. Draymond Green, Steph. They are tied beyond 26-27. I believe they finish in 27-28 is when all of their contracts will conclude. So Steve Kerr is not going to not be there. You don't sign those guys to big money, those three players, long term, without the expectation that the coach that's coached them to 4 titles, potentially maybe 5 when all is said and done, maybe 6 if health really breaks right, but maybe 5. You don't have a Steve Kerr. You don't do that without the expectation that the coach who's got them there so many times is going to still be there, in my opinion.
Like it. All right, Sam, finish us off.
So I don't want to be the fourth person to just say he's going to be back next year, but I do think the most interesting part of this is he is assuming his rightful place at the throne as the heir to Phil Jackson. Everything he's saying feels like a passive-aggressive political thing at management, saying, look, I don't need this. So if you're going to bring more projects in, I just step away. I'll go hang out with my wife and kids. I'm being Rancho Santa Fe, living the best life, maybe golfing. I'm just going to be hanging out in San Diego, doing my thing. But, if you want me to stay, there's a type of player I like on this roster. And I think that's really what the non-committal angle here is, because I don't think he has it in him to go look Steph in the face and be like, I'm walking away from this. This feels to me like Steve is doing Steph's dirty work, and they're just kind of like, let's hold Joe's feet to the fire a little bit. Let's hold Joe's feet to the fire and be like, I know you got this fetish to go find the next big thing, and you want a roster full of 18-year-olds. But we need to actually be committed to winning on this team.
Points away.
So I'm just telling you right now, I like Steve's game here because I see through you. I see you. And I think Joe sees it too. I think Joe sees it. That's why it's like he's trying to push back and be like, no, I don't know. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't. It feels very late stage. Jerry West, Phil Jackson negotiation stuff Jerry Buss.
I think
Phil
this
Jackson,
is actually, it's a great test of Joe's ego, because who the hell wants to get in a PR war with Steve Kerr? You're not winning that fucking battle. I'm sorry, dude. Like, Steve is one of the most beloved guys in Bay Area sports. You're not winning that battle, Joe. Is like, as cool as you think you are and as big time as you think you are, you're not beating Steve in that battle. But outside of Twitter, Steve is, one of the most loved people in Bay Area sports.
Nobody hates Steve.
Exactly. He's the man.
Nobody hates Steve. He's
going to be running like a Zoran campaign for the Bay Area. And
I mean, it would work. It would work for the Bay.
Like, just the reality is you're the billionaire owner with your sons in charge. Like, so it's just projecting nepotism versus just man of the people, Steve.
To be fair,
and I'm not even saying
coach. I don't know. His son's.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
But that gets hidden. Nicholas gets hidden.
It does get hidden. Don't worry about it. It does get hidden.
Nicholas, Nicholas being the key word.
His name Nick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Next question.
I got the email from Warriors PR, which said, "Is Nicholas? It's not Nick."
Nicholas only.
Neo.
I can see Steve in a Zoran. I can see him in a Zoran ad for sure.
Oh yeah.
But we gotta wait. Maybe over the next month. All right.
I haven't seen a Daniel Lurie, Steve Kerr collab yet. Okay.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Ooh.
Gotta be, right?
Oh, I like this one.
This is tough.
All right.
I know
next
who
question.
I know who I'm picking.
The Warriors are a walking punchline for being the oldest team in the NBA. Even with that, last year, Jimmy had the highest per minute average of 32.7 minutes per game, but Steph played a total of 2,252 minutes. All right, so the question is, who will lead the Warriors in total minutes? Not minutes per game, but total minutes. And we'll kick it off with Tommy this time.
I think it's going to be, obviously health matters in all of this, but I think it's going to be pods. I think we finally get a fully healthy pod season, which is that's saying a lot because the guy does take a lot of charges. He dives on a lot of loose balls. But he's getting older. He's getting stronger. I think his body is going to be made to withstand more of that. And at the end of the day, Steve fucking loves the guy. Like, Steve would play pods 48 minutes a game if he could. Every time people bring up why pods is getting so many minutes, why he plays over this guy, why he plays over that guy, Steve always refers back to, Brandon led us in plus minus as a rookie. That's very rare for a player that young to do. And he's right about that. And at the end, we saw the two sides of pods in the last two preseason games. Lakers, he looks great offensively. Portland, he looks like he can't, throw a rock in the ocean. But he was still like a plus 16. The guy he's a little thing king. He just does the right things. And for that reason, I think he's going to play. He could easily play 30, 35 minutes a game this year.
I like it. All right, Mikas.
I believe in good things. I believe in wonderful things.
Oh, boy.
I believe in health. I believe in prosperity. And I believe because of this. I believe the best player on the Golden State Warriors and one of the best players in the NBA is going to have a really healthy season. Let's call it 72 games, 73 games. I believe Steph Curry will have the most total minutes on the Golden State Warriors because I just believe that we've had a couple years in a row with some knack injuries, missing 12 games, 14 games, 16 games. I think that this year, I think everybody on the team, on the roster, I think Steve, they're going to see this could be like, if there is one last year, it could be this year. And we're going to push our chips into the table. I'm not saying that Steve is going to be running Steph at some crazy minutes per game, but I think that if he doesn't miss more than 10 games, more than 11 games, I think that not only is he going to lead the team in minutes, I think he's going to be in the MVP race. Like, I think it's going to be between him, Shea, Jokic, probably as like the last three options. And I think he's only in that MVP race if he's playing a lot of minutes. So if he's playing a lot of minutes, I'm going to go with the best player on the team, leads the team in minutes. So that's what I'm thinking.
Pandering answer. Just an
No,
absolute
not a
pandering bullshit
Not a
answer.
pandering answer. I believe in my guy
Just
being
pandering. Look, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But look,
Yeah,
this is around the horn. We got to get a little bit contentious here.
Disagree with me, please.
No, I would love for that to happen, but I think it's going to be positive.
I was going to
I
pick
mean, yeah.
you jumped me, so I'm like,
Listen, any pro Steph, anything pro Steph, you're getting points. So this is kind of how it works
Yeah, it's
here.
a nice cheat code. Well done.
I mean, not that I need to like harp on you guys to do that because obviously you guys know ball, but yeah. All right, Sam.
Okay, I was gonna go with Pods for obvious reasons, but I'm gonna pivot to my number 2, who is really my number 1, because Pods was a Trojan horse to the real answer, which is
brother,
Jimmy Butler.
Oh no,
Jimmy Butler.
What?
Oh no.
ooh, I like
He's
it.
going to catch everyone off. Look, Steve's going to play Jimmy the most minutes per game because he's the most versatile player on the roster.
Yeah.
Like he's going to try not to, but no matter what, if they play a game, Jimmy will be at 36 minutes and everyone else will be at 34. I think this is going to be the year that it's not about Jimmy. It's not about Steph. It's about the best trainer in pro sports, Rick Celebrini. Rick Celebrini is going to keep my guy Jimmy Butler healthy. Jimmy's going to play 72 games. He's going to rewrite the narrative that was set in Miami about how he does not play as many games. And Jimmy's going to have one of those years that reminds everyone how good he is. And more importantly, reminds Joe Lacob that he needs an extension at the end of his contract.
Yes.
So that's my bet. I
Team
think
All-NBA?
Jimmy's going to have a very healthy year. All NBA.
Love
I'm going to go third team. Team because he's not going to average 25 points per game. That's not Jimmy's game. Jimmy's going to average 18 to 21 points per game. It'll be like a 26-6 type of thing. But if you watch the games, you're like, that guy's a game winner. That's the reason they win more games than not. And I think he's going to stay on the floor. So Rick Celebrini, I don't think there's an award for best trainer in the NBA, but if there is, it's yours. And Jimmy's getting most minutes.
If Rick keeps this entire team healthy, do him and I don't know what his son's name is, the kid who plays for the Sharks. Do they start to vault to the forefront of top Bay Area families? Like, is that what we're talking here? If Rick can keep these guys healthy and they win a championship,
Rick keeps these guys healthy and they win a championship. I'll cheat on Meredith. I'll suck the guy off. I don't
Noted.
I'm holding you to that, Meek.
and I want to do it. I feel like I'm in the Wolf of Wall Street. Like, and I want to do it.
Macklin's got to save Bay Area sports.
There you go.
All right,
Andy's getting his Shador Sanders on.
Muted, Andy.
Oh
Muted
man,
Andy.
I was saying some crazy shit. I was talking about how Rick doesn't need it earlier, and now I guess. No, I was like, nah. Well, hey, look, listen. Back to the question. I was like, hey, why isn't he laughing? Pods for me is the easy one. I think on one hand, I'm like, the Warriors kind of need Pods to be the guy that plays the most minutes, right? Like, if they want to be a really good team, that's going to be the guy that plays the most minutes, like more so than Moody, more so than Kuminga. Moody's already hurt. Kuminga, like, we still don't know what role he's going to play. So, like, those aren't realistic. And then I think the other ones, Steph played the most minutes last season, played 70 games. Like, I would be shocked if he played 70 games again, although he does look great. Jimmy hasn't played more than 60 games in like 5 years. Like, I can't see it. But Hield's kind of a dark horse, so like maybe, but Pods is better than Hield, so he'll play more, he'll start. So the only way Pods doesn't get to top minutes is if Pods gets hurt. That's the only way. If Pods is healthy, and he's also stated like, hey, my goal is to play 82 games. Pods like 23 years old. You should be playing 82 games. Like, there's no way in hell you should be playing less than, barring health, like 75 games. And if he's going to be healthy and play 82 games, he's going to play 30 minutes a game at the very least. So that's my guy. I'm not saying I know how good he is, but if he's healthy, he's playing the most dead minutes on this team. Like, he's going to be out there, and he's going to be closing. He's going to be starting, and he's going to be closing. And he's going to be coaching. And he's going to be, I don't know what else he's going to be. He's going to be doing everything. I don't know.
Drawing up plays when Steve takes
Drawing up.
Same thing.
All right, lightning round, Neil. Let's get to the lightning round.
Okay, lightning round. All right. Ooh.
Oh, who gets to go first? This is huge.
All right. Vegas currently has Shea as the favorite to win the MVP at plus 240, Jokic at plus 250, followed by Luka, Wemby, and Giannis. So the question is simple. Who will win the MVP this season? And this time we'll start with Mikas.
I am going to take Nikola Jokic coming in first with Steph in second. With Steph
I like the take.
Steph in second, and I think SGA comes in third. I think there's a little bit of a recoil to Shea last year. Like, he's done, he gets the finals MVP, he gets the MVP, he gets the scoring title. Similar to once Steph reached a certain level, it was like he couldn't get the votes anymore. It's him and Kevin Durant are playing together. Can't vote for two people who are on the same team when Steph like took them to like 26-4 when like KD went down. Like, somebody who should have gotten MVP votes that year. I think there will just be a little bit of a pushback to SGA. Not that people will be like, he's not good. They'll say he should be in the conversation, but I think he's going to come in third. I think OKC's going to have not a regression, but like people are talking about them winning like 66 games, 67 games. I just said Bill Simmons was talking about 70 games. I'm like, what are we talking about 70 games? Like, let's get out of it. They're not winning 70 games. They've already won the title. So they're gonna take a little bit of a come down. I think Jokic is gonna have a monster season, which he does always. I think he's gonna win the MVP. It's gonna be his last MVP of his career. But I think there's gonna be a real argument in April, late March, like, hey, Steph's making a push. Warriors are the 3 seed. Like, who should be the MVP? And they will give it to Jokic because he'll have the gaudy statistical numbers. But the people who are watching will know that if Steph went down, that Warriors team would be nothing. And he's going to net enough to get that second place vote. But I'll go Jokic. He's a safe bet every year. You should just, wake up, bet Pat Mahomes to win the Super Bowl, bet Jokic to, win.
Hey, no.
But like, it's smart money. It's smart money. I'm not saying it's what we want.
Enough.
But it's smart money.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
I think Jokic fatigue which was the year, and then Embiid. I think the year he won too. I think that there was Jokic fatigue, but I think it's a good take. All right, Sam.
All right, the MVP this year. I'm gonna tell you who it's not gonna be first. It's not gonna be that fat fucking Slovenian in Los Angeles.
There we go.
0 chance. That team is not making the playoffs. Playing at best. LeBron is out here standing on the sideline saying, I'm going to wait and see what this team looks like. They're going to be a tire fire. I don't think he's going to play bad basketball because he's a good player, but I think they're going to be so far out of it that he's not going to be a contender in any capacity. Give me some fucking points. What do you do, Neil?
Whoa.
We're going to see this on Twitter when Luke is averaging 35 a game. It's going to be
it's fine. I don't care. I don't care at all.
Right.
I do not buy
Can't shit
the
talk the
Lakers
host.
roster.
You lose a point.
I do not buy the Laker roster at all. And then to the Jokic point, Jokic is going to be a contender, but I think Denver is a little overrated right now. I think there's a lot of belief that because they swapped MPJ, who, by the way, is the greatest content creator of all time, for Cam Johnson, that they're going to be a better team. I'm not convinced he's even a better player. I just think he's a more mentally stable human. But the big issue they're running into is Jamal Murray is always overweight. And unless he is in shape, I do not buy Denver being a specifically better team. Jokic's going to do his Jokic things. But, let's be honest. That's not a great team. Shea, I will buy. I think the Thunder are a great team. But I'm going to go with the actual MVP, which is number 30 on the Golden State Warriors.
Oh,
They're going to win
God.
50 plus
God.
games. They are going to be
Oh.
a top 4 seed in the West, and everyone is going to start slurping and talking about how we need to appreciate him, particularly the people who've spent the last decade slandering him, being like, you know what? I'm tired of people slandering Steph. You know, Perk, maybe it was you who should have stopped slandering him. I'm just telling you, the gaslight's going to come on, but it's going to come with an award for number 30, who's going to be the oldest MVP in league history.
Sam, what do you have to say about the
boy.
allegations of the people calling you a point prostitute?
Oh,
What do you have to say for yourself?
God, this guy.
What do you have to
Listen,
say for yourself?
he's playing the game. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, look, we don't love for that to happen,
Yeah.
but I knew somebody was going to do it. I just didn't know who it was going to be.
Oh, boy.
Get Jamal Murray. We need him on the late years code Dexcom. So we can
Oh, boy.
Who's next? You know what?
Who's
You know what?
next, Neil?
I played a win, Tommy. I played a win.
Gotta win.
boy.
You don't sound like Kaminga. Okay, sorry.
Oh my god! All right, Andy.
All right. I'm not gonna pick Steph, but I do have Steph in my
You-
top 3, which I do think because Steph in the top 3 is actually a pretty big accomplishment at 37. So I think he'll get to top 3. I think some sleepers in this season are going to be super sleepers. Are going to be Cade Cunningham. I think is going to be right there. I think he's going to be in the top
I like
5.
that.
I think he's going to be
Okay,
awesome.
guy.
The other one I disagree with Sam is I do think Luka's going to get numbers, and I do think the Lakers are going to win games, and I have no idea where LeBron's going to be, so I think he'll get some votes. The guy that I'm going to
Hey,
pick though
baby. LeBron's
is
gonna be in
different
the
from
Bay.
the 3. Yeah, LeBron's healthy, by the way. He just doesn't want to play, which is hilarious.
Sciatica?
Sciatica.
Yeah,
Get out.
There's no
complete
chance he
BS.
has sciatica. He's like golfing every day. No chance.
Yeah, there's like he's completely fine. He's just trolling. My pick, guys, though, is I was just watching the Netflix Superstar 5 or whatever it is. My pick's Anthony Edwards.
Love
Like
it.
that's my pick. He's the classic young guy. Played in the Olympics, failed a couple times in the postseason. He says now he's working on his post game. He really thinks he's Kobe. He's young enough. He's got enough hunger. He's got the mentorship from all the stars. Like he's got a team that needs him to play every night and shoot the ball every night. He's gonna put up the counting stats. I don't know if he's better. He's definitely not better than guys like SGA and Giannis and Jokic and Steph. But I think his team has a chance to win a crap ton of games. If they win like 55 to 58 games and as like the 2 or 3 seed and he averages 32 points a game, people don't want to. I just think SGA doesn't move people. People don't care about him. I think Jokic he's been that guy forever. So I'm going with Ant, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm going
a
Ant.
little beef because he did just he gave Timothy Chalamet White Boy of the Year, and Tommy and I were like looking to try and win that. And no, not even a nomination. He nominated
I know.
Mr. Beast. Tommy and I.
That was so funny though. I love Ant so much, but
Yeah,
I think
Ant
that's a good pick just because like Ant has the media machine behind him. Like you said,
He
nobody
does.
can
He
talk
does.
about SGA, but like Ant obviously is great personality. Like that, the hype will build very organically if Ant is having a great season. I can see that happening. So I like that pick. I do like the Cade Cunningham shout. Get the fuck out of here with your Wemby shit. Can the guy even sniff the playoffs? But we're talking about a fucking MVP. I'm so sick of this.
7'7". How about 37 wins, buddy?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Get ready to
That's
learn
very
playing
fair.
again, Wemby.
Very
It's
fair.
so ridiculous. People are saying he's already a top 5 player, better than Steph. Can he do anything meaningful in the NBA? It's disgusting. I can't do it anymore. Even the
Very
comments.
true.
are saying.
Very true.
So I got a couple takes here. Number one, and this is super off the wall. I think LaMelo Ball is going to be top 5 in MVP voting this year.
Whoa,
I think.
Wow,
I
brother.
think. This is bullshit. This is should have been a Warrior.
Yeah.
I really like what they're building in Charlotte in terms of the coaching staff. He's a Celtics guy. He seems to have respect from everybody. And I think LaMelo is one of the most talented players in the NBA, bar none. Yes, he has his flaws. Yes, he's not always locked in. He gets injured a lot. But I think we're going to get like oh my God, this guy is a top 5 offensive player in the world season. And I think Charlotte's going to win 42 to 44 games. And he's going to get some MVP votes just because of the jump they're taking. Maybe MIP is a better call. But I don't know. I just love LaMelo. But the guy who's going to win the award, I can't believe nobody's even mentioned him yet. It's Giannis. That Bucks team isn't very good, but the East sucks. If they win 45 to 50 games, he's going to get the 2017 Westbrook vote. And I don't know. I feel like
You
the
know-
Bucks will do everything they can to get him the award. Like the media push is going to be.
You know why
great.
he's not going to get it? I'm sorry. I
He
hate to cut
traded?
you off, Tommy, but nobody's won an MVP when they've got traded midseason, and he's obviously going to be a Warrior on February 6th. Let's be honest now. Let's be honest now. Come on. He's not
Neil, you can't
gonna win. He moved his family to Greece.
Oh my!
Nobody's even
God,
mentioning
this
he's
guy.
moving them to Greece to get them away from the dirtiness of the trade and just kind of the
Oh,
ugliness
brother.
of that. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Neil, give me more points.
Oh my.
Listen, he's
Downvote.
people have been saying he's been looking at homes in Walnut Creek, so you know it's
Reported by
gonna
Steve.
happen. I mean, Lacob will manifest it. So.
According
should've-
to Warriors World.
You guys
Walnut
should-
Heights, a great school. Kids are gonna love it.
Anyway, I think it's going to be honest. I don't think he gets traded this year. I don't think the trade's going to materialize. I think it's Giannis. I think he's going to have the 2017 Westbrook run. The Bucks are going to do everything they can to push it from their end because they'll probably think that helps him stay. But yeah, I think it's Giannis. And I can't believe he's plus 900. I guess it's because of the trade, but
All right, nice takes. Let's go to the next segment. This thing will work.
Oh, I want to be.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
are we talking who comes out of the East and is in the finals or who wins the regular season?
I think let's go with who wins the East, like in the playoffs. Go with
Okay.
that. Yeah, so no Tatum, no Halliburton, wide open Eastern Conference. Who will win the East? Who will represent them in the NBA Finals? And we will go with Sam.
Okay.
It's a tough
The
one.
2026 Eastern Conference champions will be my Atlanta Hawks.
Oh my
Look, let's be real. Let's be real. I was the one. I was the one who told you the Indiana Pacers were going to win. I like the Hawks rosters. The Knicks are frauds. That's not going to happen.
Agreed.
They missed their window 2 years ago. The pressure is going to get to them. They're already starting to decline. Like obviously Boston, Indiana, all those teams are out of it. Am I going to bet on Philly? My knees are the same as Embiid's knees. My knees are cooked. Like that's not happening, you know? So I actually like what the Hawks are doing. Trae Young, for all the shit he gets, is one of the best offensive players in the league. They've surrounded him with a plethora of winning wing players who are good and young and maybe not as well known. Obviously, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who they got from Minnesota. You got Dyson Daniels. You got, I can't pronounce the French guy's name, whatever. Zachary.
We'll
Go that way. And then, you know, you got Porzingis, the NBA champion, to teach them all how to get it done. Theoretically, he doesn't have AIDS.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Hawks. Look, let's be honest.
We'll lose a point for that one.
The East is terrible. The East is terrible. The only thing I can promise you is whoever wins the East will be dissatisfying to you and will not be who you're expecting to come out.
All right. I think that's true.
I agree
That's
with
true.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. That's fucking
Yeah.
true.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, the funny thing is, making fun of Sam, but then I'm looking at the East and I'm like, I don't really know who
Yeah.
who I'm gonna pick. I'm like making fun of Sam, giving Sam
Exactly.
shit at the same time. I kind of like don't know what. All right, but I do know who I'm gonna pick. I can't choose Milwaukee because Giannis gonna get traded. I believe that. You can't choose the Pacers. Can't choose Celtics. I 100% agree with you on the Knicks. I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. I can't go with the Hawks because whenever you're a team led by Trae Young, I can't take you seriously. Like I just can't take you seriously if you're a Trae Young led team. You know who I can take seriously? I can take seriously a team that is hardcore defensively. Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. I mean, I'm gonna throw out Anthony Black. You guys are gonna laugh, but Desmond Bane, I do think, is the game changer for these guys. Look, they're not gonna win the championship. Like they didn't get to the NBA Finals. They're gonna win. They're gonna lose in 5 or 6 to the Warriors, but in the regular season and in the postseason, they do have a team of dogs, and Desmond Bane puts them over the top, in my opinion, just enough. Like he's going to make offense just good enough for them to beat the rest of the Eastern Conference teams because the Eastern Conference team sucks. So I agree with you there, but I do think the Magic, they're good enough to win the East because the East is so bad. Desmond Bane, top 8 MVP vote getter, maybe? I don't know. All right, I'm done. Orlando Magic, I'm done.
That's 2 points off. That's insane.
I'm same with Sam now. I had to make sure me and Sam are the same, so we're good now. We're good.
All right, Tommy.
Take us home, guys. Take us home.
Oh man, Andy, you took my answer. I was gonna say the Magic. Now, like, what am I gonna say after that?
You can still go with the Magic.
Yeah,
Take
I
the
mean, I like you said, like looking at this list of teams, like I don't believe in the Cavs. Like
That's the other
Darius Garland in the playoffs, like I just don't trust that. He's too small. He's gonna get picked on too easily, and I think the same applies to Trey. I do like. I feel like such a hipster saying it. I do like the Hawks team. They have built it correctly around Trey, but I just think he's a guy who gets targeted too easily in the playoffs. And I can't see them winning 3 playoff rounds against like different types of opponents. I do think it ends up being the Magic because that added element of I mean, that's what a crazy statement. Who says something like that? Who says something? And he's honest, I guess.
That's embarrassing.
No, but I think the only thing Orlando's really been missing over the past, 2 seasons, but really last season, is offensive punch. It is gonna Jalen Suggs gets hurt a lot. Franz and Paulo haven't exactly been like perfect bills of health, but if they stay healthy, I think they probably have as good of a shot as anybody to come out the East. And I just think Bane adds an element, just the way he's going to be able to space the floor for those guys. He's genuinely just an underrated player. Obviously, like we all hated him because he was in Memphis, and just because of how that rivalry has been the past 5 years or whatever it is. But yeah, he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. He can do some like playmaking, some ball handling, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I think I really like this Magic team. And plus, like one of my best friends is a Magic fan, so I watch like 50 games a year with them. So.
Magic rock. I love the Magic.
Yeah, they're fun, man. They really are.
All right, Mikas finishes off.
Magic are Meredith's East team. She loves the Magic, so I watch a lot of Magic. We're both from Florida. Love them. I would love to sit here and tell you, hey, take us to May 31st. It's a finals rematch. It's a team Steph has gone against so many times. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's going to beat them. I would love to say that.
God, that'd be so fun.
Warriors are running away with that one. I'm not even worried about that at all. But I cannot say that is the Cleveland Cavaliers in good faith. But I think it's a different finals rematch. I've been seeing the videos. I've been seeing.
All right. Okay.
Wow.
I am a believer in Jaylen Brown. I have been for a long time, and I think he's going to keep the Celtics floating to like a 5, 6, 7 seed. Anthony Simons, maybe an unusual Celtics team, but a scoring punch off the bench. And maybe Tatum comes back in March, and they're right there, and they make it back to the finals, and they fall because Tatum isn't quite healthy enough to give them the punch they need. He shoots like 24% from 3 again, like he did in 2020. I like
this.
Kuminga locks him up.
Kuminga. He's on Kuminga Island. Old two-way Kuminga just keeps him clamped in the finals. We got Kuminga locking up Tatum. No, Kuminga won't be on the team. But whoever we trade Kuminga for,
Malik Monk locking him up.
But I have been feeling it for a few weeks where I've been looking around at the odds. I've been seeing people talk. Maybe I've just been listening to too much Simmons. I don't know.
That's what it is.
I think the Celtics team is a little bit better than people are ready for. And I think this
definitely too much Simmons.
And I think this East is a lot worse than people are expecting it to be. I think the East has been bad for forever, essentially, or at least since I've been alive, the East has been fucking awful. This East has been bad in the 2015 and on, really bad. That's why LeBron made it to 100 straight finals, because it was a terrible conference. I think the Celtics are going to get healthy right in time for the playoffs. They're going to upset the Bucks, who Giannis is going to have this monster season. He's going to fall short in the first round, unfortunately. I love Giannis, but it happens. Or Embiid, somebody. One of the East frauds will just fall short. Trey Young in the second round, whatever. And the Celtics will find their way after 2 grueling, 7-game series, whatever. And they'll get there, and the Warriors will have snuck out. They'll be old, but they'll be feeling good. And they'll be playing in an arena where Steph can just drop 44 at any time. So can send him home, pointing out the ring finger,
Number 5.
I think it's gonna be Celtics Warriors. That's what I'm
mad about it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Derek White, truther baby. Still one of the most underrated players.
Well done.
He's great.
Well, Derek might be a Warrior. He might.
Seeing Kuminga in the finals for Derek White, we have Derek White on our side, Kuminga against us.
I'm just saying.
For the game winner.
They're not making the finals if they get rid of Derek.
I saw him at SFO. He was looking good. He had some Warriors gear on. It looked like he was.
Send Derek White to Turkey.
Derek White would be unreal. All right. Dan, is this the last segment?
Get to the showdown. Get to the showdown.
Okay, we have one more.
No, don't do this. Hit the showdown button.
Okay, showdown. There's a showdown button. Oh wow.
Showdown.
Showdown.
Oh wow, showdown.
All right. So the showdown, it's going to be whittling it down to 2, and our 2 leaders, Sam and Andy.
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
I guess this is how the game works.
What a shocker.
This is how it works. It's
This
just
was
who's
not
leading at the
planned.
time.
This was not planned.
You like
It's not planned.
It's
Try harder next time, Tommy.
Yeah,
Try harder.
It's tied 47-45. It could go white boys versus non-white boys.
That is true. So what is the? Hey, we got the ref on our side.
Ooh.
That's so funny.
All right.
That's so funny.
All right. For the showdown segment, our final question, and it's a non-Warriors question. It's a question regarding our old pal Kevin Durant, who I don't know if you saw on social media was making some comments on the Netflix doc about how he did not want to come back here. But he is now a Houston Rocket, which is his 3rd team since leaving the Warriors back in 2019. Crazy how long ago that was. It doesn't seem like that long ago. Many pundits are actually high on the Rockets going into the season after a second seed finish in the West, behind the emergence of a lot of their young, talented players. KD's still looking for his first ring outside of Golden State, and more than that, his first conference finals appearance. So the question is, where will the Rockets finish in the West, and how far will they go in the playoffs? So kind of a 2-part question, and we'll kick it off
The Rockets finish
with Sam.
Okay.
Playing, not making out of the first round. That's my prediction right there. I think people are underrating how important Dylan Brooks was to that team as a connector, as the tribal chief of connectors. I understand the value of players like that. They've replaced him with a player who's looking to score first. More importantly, though, I actually would buy this team if Fred VanVleet didn't get hurt. They don't have a guard. I'm not buying the big ball thing, personally. I'm not buying Amen at the point guard. I'm not buying Reed Shepherd, quite frankly, to be ready to do it. I think they're going to be good, but it's going to be a funky good because they don't have a point guard and they don't have enough shooting. And it's going to be one of those things where, like, yeah, if they're playing their asses off, it's hard to beat them because they got KD and a bunch of guys who can defend, but everything's going to be tough for them. And I think the expectations off of last year, there's going to be a classic letdown here, and I'm going anti-Rockets. I think it's not going to work out for them. I don't actually blame any of them. I just think the Fred VanVleet injury fucked them, and that's what it is.
Wow. I can't disagree with Sam, so I'm going to go a little bit different way, though. My prediction is that they'll be a 4 seed. I do think the Warriors will be a 5 seed. I think they're going to play each other again in the first round. I think the Warriors are going to be healthy this time and they'll win. So we agree there, Sam. I think the person to blame here is the Houston Rockets, whoever the hell runs that team. So I'm looking at the depth chart right now, and they have Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith, Dorian Finney-Smith, Steven Adams, Tari Eason to go with Amen Thompson and Josh Okogie. I didn't name a single shooter on that team. Not a single shooter. Kevin Durant
Smith's not going to go.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Dorian Finney-Smith is the only one. But beyond that, for across a whole season, Kevin Durant is the only guy on that team that can shoot the basketball. There's only so much offense that I think is going to matter when you need to win a playoff series. So, yeah, I think the Warriors got a better team. I think they'll beat them in the playoffs in the first round again. And I do think the Rockets, the construction of this team reminds me of, like, the Mavs, man. We just talked about it the other day. So, I agree. That's where I'm going with this team. Just horrible construction. So I'm going. Oh, hey, there you go. Hey, we did it.
I think that last point. I think that I like that Mavs point because I definitely agree with that. So nice. All right. So after all that, we have a winner.
Look at that.
Look.
There we go.
Look at that.
Look at that. First of comments.
Jim Park robbed. That's what the comments are saying.
I'd like to thank my parents for this one. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank the Light Years podcast. I love you, Sam, Mikas, Tommy. We gotta keep running this thing. Look at that average score, 9 appearances, 100% win rate. Can we do this every week? Come on.
Let's go. Let's
Run it
go.
once a month. Yeah, we need meat.
I'll make this season long and have the last place finisher do some sort of punishment. I feel like that's-
Oh God.
Yeah. Have to watch the last place finisher has to watch the Hornets.
Hey, well, Tommy will love that.
Tommy
Yeah,
loves
that's
it. It's
actually-
not a
that's
punishment
actually
for
true.
Tommy.
That's actually
LaMelo
actually-
He's a
MVP, baby.
LaMelo truther. Yeah.
That's actually true. Actually, very true.
All right. I think it just ended.
How do I bring everyone? Oh, we're all back.
Oh, here we go.
Man.
Okay.
Recount.
Appreciate everyone. Call it a day. No, the voting was fair. Sorry.
Neil, we'll
Impartial,
talk offline.
completely
Send me your
impartial
Venmo.
voting.
Send me your Venmo, Neil.
I already sent it. I already gave him some money. You got it. Come on. I'm already good. All right. Appreciate you.